So, after the huge success of the original came the highly anticipated sequel, SSX Tricky, the following year on November 2001. And did it live up to the hype? You bet it did. The game carries over the same gameplay as the original, whilst adding more gameplay aspects such as uber tricks by filling up the speed bar or knocking the other riders off their boards. Once this bar is filled, your character will do an uber trick, and essentially this is when you get off your board and flip it around your body doing crazy shit, which is completely unrealistic, but that's the charm and the unique aspect that me and many fans of the series crave for and keep going back for. As I already said, the gameplay hasn't changed very much, but the one big difference beside the already mentioned uber tricks is that most of the tracks from the original game have returned, such as Snow Dreams, Elysium Alps and Tokyo Megaplex, to name a few, as well as a couple of new tracks which were Garibaldi and Alaska, which were great additions, but to me never really stood out as much as the original tracks. And also, personally, the original tracks I prefer over the redesigns. However, they are still very fun and enjoyable to play on. Speaking of returning and new, many of the old characters return with redesigns, as well as a large amount of new characters. Old characters include Elise, Kaori, Moby, and JP to name a few, with new characters such as Marisol, Luther, Simon, and fan favourite Eddie. I do like some of the original characters' redesigns, and many of the new characters are great in my opinion. I really remember enjoying playing as Luther for some reason, maybe because he was just big and he could bully everyone. The graphics are not a massive step up, but still a very good step up from the original. However, I felt it was going for a slightly more cartoony look. However, I still found it very visually appealing. The controls are exactly the same as the original on PlayStation 2, that's the console I played it on. But now I believe you can tweak tricks by holding down the square button. Now, I'm not sure if you can do this in the original, because I never personally discovered it, but I found it first in this one. But yeah, if it's in the previous game, sorry, I didn't know, I must be wrong. However, overall, this is a great sequel and an overall great game. However, having to compare it to the original, I would say I like the original more, because I played it more, and I just had more memories with it than this game. I will openly admit this game is better, but I just prefer the original. And if you personally prefer this game, I can exactly understand why, and I don't really blame you. However, for me, the original is still the best at the moment. So, yeah, tune in next week for the next review, which will be the third installment of the series, which is appropriately titled SSX 3. So, yeah, next episode of Gaming Classics, SSX 3.